Hello, welcome back to another Ruffa Sports Cards video. In today's video, I actually have a little impromptu, just me going to be talking to you guys. It's a little throwback to the old school Ruffa videos. I do miss recording, just talking about whatever and whichever topics at hand in the hobby, whatever else have you. It was like a little podcast we had going on there. But today's topic at hand is going to be my business model. Now, my business model is a little, I would say, probably decently unique. Probably not, I don't know how many people actually have my exact business model currently. But I feel like I'll touch on my business model now, what my business model has like shaping up to, like what I originally went for and then how it shaped out throughout the years too. But the videos you see that are rolling through right now are all previous videos, just clips, most of which are at the end of the videos or at some points, some earlier on ones that, were the, action parts of the video. I just put this as background noise and also just to shout out my videos. There's an entire playlist I have. It's called Ruffa's Videos, or Ruffa Videos. And it's on my YouTube page, pretty sure. And there's like 370 long form videos or something crazy out there for your enjoyment. And yeah, there's a ton of content that I have posted, ton of knowledge, all that jazz. But here we go. Let's get into my business model. My current business model is literally pretty much for the most part whatnot. Obviously, there is some other things that I do. I'm trying to start listing on eBay more and more. I say that, and then it's just so much work, and that's why I feel like, honestly, it gets to be a little bit, I don't know. I don't like the idea of, taking so much time to list cards, and then, it's just not like, there's nothing... For me, I just don't see the actual, I don't know. I like the results of eBay, but the process of eBay I don't love personally. So I'm trying to do that more, but card shows and direct sales as well. Ryan's Cards LLC Discord server. There's a link down below to join it in the description of pretty much all my videos, but I'm trying to sell on that more. We'll see. I don't really need to fully utilize it, but it is definitely a tool I should be using more and more. But yeah, so personally, why my whatnot, I feel like has, had a steady traction and growth throughout the time I've done it. I literally started last year, January, pretty much end of January, beginning of February, that I consistently started selling on whatnot. So my whole, business model on whatnot is I don't grade cards. Now, a lot of people will be grading every single card that they think is a grade candidate. I don't do that. I actually do the opposite. I am hoping to sell off the grade candidates and hoping that where I don't grade, customers will see that upside. So that's how I personally get my premium on whatnot for. And even then, I still give away some absolute steals and deals. Each and every Wednesday, 6 p.m. PST, I go live and sell an absolute ton of cards on my whatnot stream. There's some absolute amazing grade candidates for you on that stream, and literally some steals and deals that happen. I can think of a couple $40 cards I sold personally for like $2, $3, even, some a tiny bit higher, but there's some absolute cool cards. Trying to go into higher and higher dollar cards as the time goes on and all that. But currently, my business model is buying out lots, collections, going to card shows, looking at the dealer's tables and buying as many cards as I possibly can. And even while I'm walking around at these card shows, people that know me will actually point me out, tell people, say, oh, I'm not interested, but go and look at this guy. He might be interested. And I've gotten deals just like that by people just suggesting to people that are trying to do a deal with them to come to me. And also just even just listening to when a person is asking a vendor if they're buying, and then the person at the table says, no, I'm not buying right now, or, I'm just not looking for this type of stuff, then you can say, well, why not? I'm going to see if I can do a deal there. But a lot of my personal favorite is collection buyouts. Collection buyouts are probably the S tier thing in sports cards and just cards in general. I feel like the absolute value proposition that you can have buying out a collection is very, very nice, especially when you have it cupped together with a Whatnot stream where you can get a premium on some low-end cards or just cards in general, depending on your audience, obviously. I built a really nice low-end stream. Honestly, I love doing the volume game, and I love my low-end cards. I'm not a believer in the downtown market. You can go and watch YouTube videos of people idolizing the downtown market or the Kaboom market, buying cards for $10,000. It's just not attainable, for one. It's also just not personally what I want to be doing or what I can be doing, just to put it quite frank. If I bought a $10,000 Kaboom, I would be out of business for probably until I sold that Kaboom. The biggest thing for me is just growing, going slow, and, doing what I personally love. And that's low-end sports cards. I'm not the guy to try to spend $500 to try to make $10-15. It doesn't make any sense. You're not even making the price of a Taco Bell meal when you do that. Especially if you have more than one person. It just doesn't make any sense. Why risk $500 to make only $15? I don't know. I don't see why some people do that. Obviously, sometimes you're going to make more or whatever else have you, right? It's not always the same thing, but every time you're paying 95%, if you get cashed out 100%, which doesn't happen a crazy ton, obviously, on Kabooms and downtowns, it's a whole different ball game. But who's to say the next day that the repackers aren't buying, something happens, something of that sort. So I personally prioritize Whatnot inventory for myself because I go through it so much each and every week. I sold literally, when I'm recording this 2 days ago on Wednesday, recording this on Friday, and I sold through pretty much 475 cards, if not a little more. Some of it, absolute steals and deals. And just some of it actually really beautiful cards and all that. Just building a community like that, building a platform. I mean, I have 13,500 followers on Whatnot. I can go live at any point. I'm also trying to dabble into Pokemon myself on a stream. We're going to see. I'm hoping and going to try to test that out here one day. Pokemon was doing pretty well for me when I sold it the last 2 times on the stream, but that was only 2 cards, so we'll see how the whole stream does for me. Hoping it does pretty well. But my business model, let me just try to hammer the business model aspect side of things out. So I personally, and this is all a gauge of thing, right? You're going to be at different phases of your Whatnot or your eBay or your just business in general. If you're just starting, you have to curb your expectations. If you go into it expecting nothing, you're going to be so much happier. The thing that with me, why I started Whatnot, it was literally because I was listing on eBay. It was taking me an hour. I was listing 10 items a day, I think, even maybe 15, I think 10 a day. And it was taking me an hour out of my day each and every week. Literally, and it was just, I don't know, I didn't absolutely love, doing that. And I feel like that's why eBay, the comps on cards are going so low. It's just so much nicer. Literally what I told myself was, if there is ever an opportunity, I ever see an opportunity to start selling on Whatnot and jump on Whatnot, I'm taking it and I'm running it. And that's what I did. It literally actually presented itself within the next 2-3 months of me even thinking that. And I'm so glad I did. Literally, the first class mail order program shipping that Whatnot introduced and implemented changed literally my business and my life even. But the entire thing is that I had cards sitting on eBay that, or even just personal collection, my collection itself, that I personally didn't think were worth my time to list on eBay. Maybe I might get, $1 and change, but did I need to do that? I didn't need to do that. But doing the Whatnot, and it kind of brings that whole different factor. I was doing 10-second sudden death, 10-second no listing. I can run through. I mean, you can have 2-row box full of cards, right? Just because you don't sell that entire 2-row box or that the entire 4 rows doesn't mean you won't sell a good 100, a good 125 of that thing that's just sitting there. It was pretty much free. Like, imagine that though. The time I used for an hour, or for 10 listings, it was an hour. And if you can sell through in 4 hours plus 4 hours shipping or so was when I was doing it. That's like, and I sold 120 cards to get everything out the door. I was using, what is that? That would be, let's just even say 160 cards, because that's pretty realistic. 160 cards for 8 hours. I'd be, I don't know why I know it was an easy number, but it would be like 20 cards out the door. So there's a whole difference between listing on eBay and getting cards out the door. Just because you list a card on eBay or anything on eBay, it doesn't mean it's going to sell. I have like this card next to me. It's a Justice Ellison Gold Sapphire First Bowman Chrome, literally numbered to 50. 15 of 50. Wake Forest, looks like he's running back. If I listed it on eBay right now, let's just say $50, it doesn't mean it's going to sell for $50. It might, someone might offer you 20, 25. Are you going to take that $20, $25 offer if you think it's a $50 card? Probably not. How long do you have to wait in order for that card to sell on eBay? It was a value proposition of, I had inventory, I had collection that I turned into inventory that was just sitting. So I wanted to start, I wanted to start, building something more, and Whatnot was that more for me. eBay obviously really, got me into the selling sports card mindset, and you can go and look at my very first videos I released, just very early videos. My first video that's public, long form wise, is me going over my eBay sales, and it is the most humbling thing to go and watch that video for myself, just because of the sheer progress that I've had personally with everything, and just going back to times like that for me is really why I love content too, and just everything in general, right? You don't realize the process, the journey and the travel to that destination is what you are craving as an entrepreneur, as a person, just anything in general. Once you get there, it's so much different. Like, I was thinking even just to myself, like, when I was a kid, I was daydreaming about owning a card shop just because me and my brother went there, every time I went out there, like, not every time we went out, but every time we went out there, he would always talk about the card shop, or, it was just, card shop was very prevalent in my life as a kid visiting my brother. So I was just daydreamed about what it would be like. It wasn't even really like, oh, I want to do this. It was just like, I wonder what it would be like to actually be the person behind that. And now that I'm in this spot and like doing this business and all that, and I was like thinking, I can't wait to own a card shop because of just the sheer being able to, having an employee that's shipping out your items, having an employee that's with you while you're doing the whatnot, making things so much easier, the every process so much faster, but also the ease of acquiring inventory is a really big thing for me. But then I thought about it too. I'm like, I'm going to have to put in so many hours. Like, once you do a card shop, you literally need to only be doing a card shop. Like, the way that I would want to do it, I would probably have to be spending, I'd spend entire start to finish day at the shop, and then also probably whatnot, the eBay listing, like a whole bunch of things, right? So I was thinking 80-hour week. And that's probably an underestimate. Because I want a card shop that's probably open for long hours, like talking, I'm not too sure when the start would be, but like even to like 8 p.m. or so, I don't know, 7 p.m. or so, I don't know. But like a late card shop is what I really want personally. But nonetheless, the entire point is like, if once I get to that part of the journey, I'm going to be like, man, oh man, I'm missing because now I have like free time and stuff, like obviously I just don't have enough inventory. I don't have enough outlet of selling things, and not enough, just like, obviously I could be listing on eBay and all that, but again, it's just so much, my time is just, I don't know, I get sidetracked and stuff, and then, but also I need stuff for card shows. I can, get more potentially at certain points off of eBay than I can on eBay. Just obviously I need to start listing on eBay is the thing I'm saying, but the the big thing is that right now I have a ton of free time. When I do create a card shop and I'm even uploading YouTube videos and I'm doing my whatnot, then that's when my free time is going to sink. I'm gonna eat away. Like, I'm not going to have free time. So I have to enjoy these moments that I have more and be more in the moment of, what, this is what's enabling me to actually go and fulfill that dream. Obviously there's a whole bunch of things, right? Always. The card shop could be TCG focused, or, obviously TCG is not always going to be king always. It'll always, it'll switch back and forth, I'm sure, as time goes on and all that, but just TCG in general right now, having an outlet to sell it and buy it and just flip it like crazy would be really nice. It's like a money glitch right now. I'm not too sure how it is right this second, but at least for a decent bit there, it was a money glitch. But my first business model was listing on eBay. You can go back and look, and I was selling some eBay cards. There's some absolute good deals on cards you can get for eBay cards still too. Even I have some cards for eBay. Obviously you have to buy certain type of cards, and the cards you buy for eBay has changed a lot since I made those first videos too, I've noticed. But that was my first business model, was eBay. Then once Whatnot introduced the first class mail order program, it switched over to eBay and Whatnot. eBay was first. The primary thing for me was eBay. I was still listing. Eventually I did stop listing on eBay as my Whatnot journey continued, and I did end up liking Whatnot more than eBay. Then I stopped listing on eBay in general and just cycled my listings out. I just kept relisting them daily, because that's how it triggers the algorithm on eBay, is daily uploads on your thing, shipping out things fast. So I switched over to Whatnot and eBay. So eBay went on the back burner and Whatnot was my main focus. And obviously I was posting YouTube videos and content since it turned over to eBay and Whatnot. So that was the start of my card content journey, was when I had the Whatnot be implemented there, and then it went to Whatnot and eBay, and then eventually it went to just Whatnot. There was no eBay, and I didn't even do any card show selling. Literally, I would barely do any card show selling. I would do a little direct sales here and there, but barely any. I'm guessing in the first full year of operations, I maybe had, if this, but $2,000 in direct sales. If I had to guess, maybe, not too sure. I made some videos of me going over my profits and my numbers behind the business and all that. Those are very popular ones on my channel. I'll be releasing the third quarter profit video sometime in the next couple weeks also, so stay tuned for that. But once it switched over to Whatnot by itself, literally Whatnot only, I then had a card show that was the first and is the first card show within 200 miles. And luckily it happens in the pretty much in the big town by me. So I set up at that show, and that was what started me out. And during that first show, I pretty much had I want to say $1,500 in sales or something crazy for a 1-day show and 6 hours, and someone just completely, brand new doing it, had no expectations or no idea how to do it or anything. I think it went amazing. I've set up at that card show plenty of times after that. So, but when that happened, it switched from just Whatnot to Whatnot and card shows. And then, I would list here and there on eBay, but it was mainly Whatnot card shows and a tiny bit more of direct, but mainly Whatnot and card shows. And then now in 2025, it has adapted to primarily Whatnot, then secondary card shows, third probably, pretty much right after is the direct sales. So people who might buy for repackers, people just who buy in bulk, wholesale, wholesale values and pay very nicely, depending on the cards and all that, but at least cash out at decent rates when you can agree to it, for sure. But yeah, so then it goes a tiny bit of eBay, barely any eBay really, some, but yeah, so definitely trying to up my eBay. But notice at no point did I ever say grading there. That is because the grading is where I bake in my upside value to the customers. So let's just say I sell a $3 rookie patch parallel of Michael Penix Jr. And it goes for $8 in a one touch. Well, I had somebody, come into my chat and say, oh, the Penix was a $3 and $3.23 was a sale on the Penix last. Well, the thing is that user that bought that Penix, that was the only card they bought. With my first class mail order shipping program that I offer and my entire business model, I have to upgrade shipping when it's a one touch, because it ships in a one touch. If you see it in a one touch, it ships in a one touch no matter what. And so it sold for $8, but I had to sell it. I had to upgrade the shipping for $4. I literally think it was like $4 even, or $4.01 or even. But yeah, so $4 there gone. The upside too, I think, let's just say, because the one touch has value to $2. But the thing is that I don't get the full $8. I have to give Whatnot some fees. So they take, I think it's 10.9% or so. So that would be, it might be a little higher, might be like 12 or something, 12%. I think it's 10.9 though. But so that would be, it's pretty much $1 that gets taken off. So that's like $5 right there. So $5 minus 8 is $3. So I got the full cash out value of that Michael Penix Jr. So that's something that also people don't think about when considering, at least for my own business model, the reason why some cards might go for higher. And technically for that buyer, They obviously paid $8, but to me, I even got $3. But at least hopefully they have that potential to grade that Michael Penix Jr. That's really a big thing that I do say every now and then. But if you are a repeat customer, I think some people, have that grading upside and know when they buy my cards that there's going to be a decent chance that they're going to find some gem candidates in my auctions. But yeah, so that is a big thing for me. Obviously, content, affiliate marketing helps out too. I get $300 a month, pretty much on average, give or take. It's pretty much like 240 to $300 or so. I think it's more close to 240 to 260 on the more high end range. So on maybe at $200 at least. But yeah, so I get that every single month just for content and affiliate links. The Ryan's Cars LLC Discord server is pretty much my only affiliate link. If you're a business and a brand company, reach out to me if you have any affiliate or any just sponsorships or anything in general. That would also be very nice for me in the future. Hopefully some companies reach out, or if you know anyone, feel free to let me know or let them know that you're wanting to see us work together. But for me, that is all I have. I got to get ready for a card show this Saturday, the Fairfield card show I'm going to be going to. I got to go get a haircut, go to sleep, get ready for it, get money out of the bank, this and that, drop off the packages from the orders and all that. So yeah, I'm going to get going. I appreciate you guys for watching. Taking it easy with me. I hope I see you in the next one. And deuces.